Uh, what do you hear yourself? I know you can't share everything, but it does parallel very closely to what happened in Parkland, Florida back in February. What do you think?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Another obviously horrible situation in Texas. We definitely know we've got 8 confirmed dead, which is obviously horrific. And there's obviously a suspect, as you said, detained that they're interviewing, and we'll see what we find out from him and maybe others.
Now, do we know whether this shooter had any social media rants or any of the kind of stuff that, we certainly saw out of Nicholas Cruz in Parkland back in February?
As you might suspect, law enforcement, both federal, state, and local, are looking into that right now. And I'm sure within the next couple hours, we'll have some ideas about who this person is and whether they had social media rants or anything on social media.
Ken, do you know whether this school had any security in place or anything like what was the case in Florida, where they did have at least one deputy sheriff on duty? Of course, he was outside at the time, never went inside upon hearing the shots. Be that as it may, was there anything similar to that here?
You know what? I'm not totally sure, but I think that there might have been at least one school resource officer, but that I cannot confirm.
I'm reading one account that was in, I believe, the Washington Post. I think it's Washington Post that reported students there were familiar with this individual. Do you know anything about that?
You're saying they were familiar with the suspect?
Yes.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not know whether that's accurate information.
All right. Another thing that's come up is we know a shotgun was used. Obviously, those in the middle of all of this could not readily identify it, nor have authorities commented on it. Do you know anything about that?
Well, that's another thing that I think they do have the weapon, obviously, in custody since they have the guy detained, but we're not commenting on what was used at this point.
All right. Ken Paxton, the Texas Attorney General, commenting on this. I appreciate you taking the time, sir.